This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:52. Time to get you ready to take on your Friday and the holiday weekend with the Morning Sprint.
Allison Martinez is live this morning in Hayden with details on an early Easter surprise.
But first, let's get to Mark with your weekend forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. We've got just great news when it comes to not only our Good Friday forecast, but also what we can expect over the weekend. Satellite and radar, everything's moving out of the area, and it will continue to be out of the area for the weekend. High pressure is going to build in. We're going to get sunshine. Things look really good. However, heading out this morning, we got those colder temperatures down into Cheney, Fairchild. We're going to have a high today that's going to be 52 degrees, and we're going to have sun and clouds.
An Airway Heights nanny is behind bars this morning, arrested for the murder of the 4-year-old baby she was hired to care for. According to police, on November 2nd, they responded to the call of an unconscious baby at a home in Airway Heights. Police rushed the 4-month-old, later identified as Preston Swetzer, to the hospital where he was placed on life support. Police say he died 6 days later. According to a search warrant, the boy's 2-year-old brother, grandmother, and nanny, 59-year-old Sharon Arger, were home at the time. The search warrant also says Arger told the grandmother the boys were playing when the toddler picked up a bike and threw it at the infant. Arger said she put the baby in his crib for a nap, and when she checked on him later, he was unconscious. She's expected to appear in court today, where we hope to learn more.
A former Central Valley High School teacher pleaded guilty to sexual misconduct with a student. Yesterday in court, the family of the teenage victim was emotional as the judge handed down McKenna Kindred's sentence. Kindred and the student exchanged explicit photos and messages on social media, then entered into a sexual relationship. Kindred resigned from Central Valley shortly after police started investigating. Her sentence includes 4 years probation and a decade of mandatory registration as a sex offender.
We have new details on the threat at Washington State University Wednesday when police fired a gun at a student. The 20-year-old student, John Bazin, called to report that someone had a knife on campus. It turns out he was describing himself. When WSU police officers confronted him in the Global Scholars dorm, they say he kept his hands in his sweatshirt pocket and kept moving towards and intimidating them. So officers used a taser, which worked at first. Then Bazin later kept moving towards the officer, and they say he aggressively removed his hands from his pocket, and that's when an officer fired his gun, which missed Bazin. They then used a taser again and took him into custody. He's charged with assault and resisting arrest.
New on Good Morning Northwest, 26-year-old man is facing DUI charges. Officials say he crashed into another car on State Route 290, blocking traffic for several hours overnight in Spokane Valley. Washington State Patrol says it happened on Trent Avenue, west of Fleur, just before 8 last night. Kelvin Cartagena Ayala was heading east on State Route 290 when he crossed the center line of the highway and hit another car driving west. That car collided with a semi. Cartagena Ayala and the person he crashed into were taken into the hospital. The semi-truck driver was not hurt.
This morning, we've learned a 4th person has been charged in connection to the escape of an Idaho prisoner. Boise City officials say 27-year-old Tia Garcia is facing a felony charge of aiding and abetting escape. According to a news release, she reportedly had knowledge and was involved in the planning and execution of Skylar Mead's escape. Garcia was already in custody for a probation parole violation. Mead and his alleged accomplice were taken into custody 36 hours after their escape.
The city of Pullman is redesigning its downtown, and construction is set to begin Monday. The goal is to improve streets, sidewalks, and landscaping. Businesses will remain open, and people will still have access to walk down Main Street. While local shops acknowledge this can benefit the city in the long run, a few owners told us they're nervous about the impacts the street closure will have on them these next 6 months.
In downtown Spokane, the metal fences that line the Brown Street Viaduct have been taken down, and just days later, drugs and trash once again clutter the sidewalks there. Mayor Lisa Brown said the fences were more of a hazard to public safety and health than a proven deterrent of illegal camping. No word if they'll be put back into place.
Happy Friday. Can I see your Happy Friday dance, Stanley? Woo! Stanley the Dinosaur from Triple Play will be at Golden Glow Espresso in Hayden on Government Way this morning. Stanley's going to be feeling extra nice this morning. He's handing out all kinds of treats and Easter eggs to get into the Easter spirit. Now he'll be here from 10 to noon. For more information on how you can come by and see Stanley, you can head over to our website, kxly.com.
Game day, the Gonzaga men play 1 seed Purdue today in the road to the championship. The Sweet 16 tip-off is at 4:30. Then the GU women tip-off tonight against the 1 seed Texas at 7. Look for live reports and social media posts from the 4 News Now sports team in Detroit with the Zags.
Well, get ready to lace up your skates because roller skating returns to Riverfront Park today. Paddle cart rentals and the spider jump will also be open for the season. Should be a nice weekend to get out to. I'll have a last look at weather right after this.